Welcome, welcome, welcome to the pod. You're listening to What the Reality with me, Cassie Roberts, and we are back with another Toxic Tuesday episode, and it is toxic. It is toxic. New hairstyle, who this? No, I'm joking. What is going on, you guys? I have been, if for those of you guys that are literally watching, if my left eye, you're going to be saying my left eye twitches, I know I need like some potassium or something, I think. Because isn't it when your eye starts twitching, like you need like potassium or something? I don't know. Like my eye's been twitching all weekend. And I feel like I need some potassium. So I might have an eye twitch. How are you guys doing? We are coming back from Super Bowl Sunday. If you guys are into it, are you like big avid watchers? I don't know. It was an amazing halftime performance. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into like just the symbolism and everything, and we're also gonna talk about like the people that are mad and hating and petty betties. I also want to talk about Love Island All Stars. So obviously like Potomac and Married to Medicine did not come on. So it's not our typical like, like Black Sunday, which we're talking about. There's like no Black shows we're talking about today for Toxic Tuesday because of the lineup of how everything went with Super Bowl Sunday. So I want to talk about Love Island All Stars. If you guys are not watching it, watch it. It's really good. I'm going to talk a little bit about Traitors. And then of course we're going to talk about the Summer House premiere. But like I said, how are you guys doing? As far as myself, I went on a journey in November that I wanted to start reading, and I work in editorial. I still do, but there was a time in my life, my early 20s, I would say I'm mid 20s now, where I was hustling very much in editorial world, like blogs. I was writing articles like day to day to day, and I think I kind of like missed out, and also just college. Like I feel like college, like it kind of trains you not to enjoy reading, and it's like I have to read boring stuff, so I didn't really enjoy reading for like the past decade of my life. And my New Year's resolution, and a fun trick, like if you really want to be that New Year's resolution pro, if you really want to be out here killing it, I would definitely say to make your New Year's resolutions at the end of the years. Don't make it on the 1st of January because nobody's going to do anything on the 1st of the month. So my New Year's resolution has always been, like, I always start them in November, or sometimes even in October, because I'm like, I want to go into the new year doing what I'm saying I'm doing versus like, all this pressure, January 1st, like you have to change. So it's like, I already make my changes. Sometimes I make my changes during the summer. My fitness changes, at least for the summer. I really wanted to be flexible with my body. And yeah, so I picked up Pilates last summer in preparation of my birthday. And I've been doing it ever since. And the way my body is toned, like I love my arms, and the way like I just love how I can do certain movements now in Pilates. And like I feel so good about that. But anyway, I started reading in November. I've been reading like some self-help books. I've been reading, romance. That's my thing, romance books. And I finally found this book, and I talked about this before in one of my episodes. It was called The Right Move. And I didn't realize it was a part of a series until I was like damn near done with the book, right? So I didn't realize this was a part of a series, in that I had actually started on the second book. So I had to rewind and read. So I read like book 2 and then book 1 and then book 3, book 4, book 5. Anyway, I just finished the Windy City series by Liz Tomford, and this is reality, so we're not going to really talk about books, but I'm going to probably make a TikTok on this on my beauty page. I cannot say how much this has restored my love for reading as someone that used to love reading. Like the Windy City series, I cannot recommend it enough. If you are a romance person, it has sports romance. It has all of the things. It has like, people of color, portrayed. It has curvy people, like plus size. It has literally everything. It's not your typical blonde and tall, dark, and handsome man. Like it's just not your typical. It has a nice range of people, and the love stories are countless. I would have to say, like, now that I've read all 5 of them, and she's starting a new series, and I'm like so glad I just got hip to her, because she's actually dropping a new book on March 3rd, and I'm super excited to start that. And I think it's going to be another series that's starting or whatever. But I finished like 5 books, and these books are like long, guys, like 300 pages plus. Like the longest one I read was like 500 pages, and I read that I think I read that in like a week. It was so good, but I would have to say out of all of them, I don't want to give any spoilers if people haven't read it or they do want to get into it, but there's 5. So there's Mile High, which is the first one, Right Move, which is what I started with. And then there's Caught Up, Play Along, and Rewind It Back, which I just literally read in 2 days because I was like, I just need a mental break. Sometimes when I need a mental break, I'm like, I just want to read my favorite book or a book, right? So like I said, I've been doing self-help books, and I've also been doing romance, trying to get my mind right. But romance is like obviously where my heart is. So I just finished the series, and I have to say, like, out of all of them, and I'm so shocked to learn like Mile High is still my favorite. And a lot of people are saying like it was not their favorite on social media, but they kept reading the series because it got so much better. I do agree it gets better, but something about Mile High for me is probably like one of my favorites. It's in between Mile High and Play Along, but I just read Rewind It Back, and that is also up there. So yes, the characters, it's all intertwined. If you guys ever need something that you want to read, it's Valentine's, hence the pink blush, like the pink girly look, like it's Galentine's. If you want to get into your romance novel era, I definitely recommend. And yeah, I'm excited. It's crazy because I just finished that yesterday, and now I'm just sitting here like, what else am I going to read? So I just ordered this other romance book. It's called The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I'm super excited to read that. It should be being delivered today. I don't know why it wasn't delivered yet. What's going on with Amazon Prime, y'all? I don't know what's going on. But I'm excited to start that, but I'm just glad I got hip to this girl because she's dropping her next book literally in a month. So I will be fed, and I'm sure she'll be hinting at another book soon. But I have restored my love for reading, and this also has helped me like start writing again too, and like getting inspired and stuff just in general, because I don't know if I've ever talked about it, but like I used to like literally hustle before I got like a 9 to 5 corporate job or whatever. I was hustling. I was like working like 3-4 jobs. I was working at iHeartMedia. I was working at Sephora. I was working at Baller Alert. If you guys know, it's like a Buzz. It's like a competitor of Shade Room. And then I was working for BuzzFeed. And I was working for other people as well in between that. So I was really hustling for like 3 years, 4 years. It wasn't sustainable. Like the money and that industry is like dying down. It's really, really sad what's happening in the industry. And especially now, like journalism, the whole Don Lemon we talked about. That's why I always talk about that stuff, because this stuff is like really like close to my heart. But my goal has always been, I always wanted to be on E! News hosting like, E! News. And then I actually did go to Entertainment Hollywood before and like shadowed and everything. I've had some very dope media experiences. So it's crazy that I'm now hosting a podcast, which I'm so grateful for everyone listening. Especially as we come up on our year soon in April 4/4. I'm very grateful because I feel like though my path isn't linear and it's still going to be crazy path, like whatever I end up doing or whatever my next career goals and steps are, I genuinely feel like the pod has the possibility to like really like be up there. And I think podcasting is just like amazing form and stuff. And yeah, I just genuinely feel like the fact that as a little girl, I was like, I just want to be like a Wendy Williams, like hosting or whatever. And then like to be hosting the podcast is just amazing. So it's just a full circle moment that now I'm enjoying reading again, because I used to love reading. My mom said I used to love reading as a kid. And it's like, I went through a period where I used to not like reading because we associate it with academic material. And I was like, I am not trying to read that boring book. It's just like books they would sign you during the summer. It's like, I really lost my love of reading, and now I've gained it back through romance, of course, though I'm jaded in romance. Like I still love to read a good romance story. So I would definitely 100% recommend you read that. I read 5 books, but I've read like 7 books since starting in November. So if you are in your reading era and you need a good romance novel or 5, start the Windy City series. Start with Mile High, because I regret to this day that I started with Right Move. However, Mile High is still up there for me. Let's get into these reality topics. Also, you guys, I'm drinking Recess Mood, and I got my Let Me Chill gummies from Kourtney Kardashian. So I hope this doesn't make me forgetful. It's not. It's supposed to just like chill you out. I've been really stressed lately just with making life and adult decisions, and just I've been very stressed out. And if anything, I did do dry January, and that did not offer the mental clarity I thought I was going to get. um I've never been more confused than off the liquor. I'm joking. Like, I needed to do dry January because I've talked about it on the pod. Like, just with holidays and like all that stuff, back to back social events, it's like I just felt like I was drinking way too much. So I needed that detox. And I've already been drinking, which I feel fine. But I'm just saying, like, I need to not be so stressed out. And I don't smoke weed. I don't do the gummies. I've tried that and I've tripped every time. And I don't want to be a person that's like, oh, I'm stressed out. Let me get a glass of wine. And I've never been that person. So I'm trying these aptogens. I've tried recess mood before, and it's really leveled me out. And I normally drink it before I go to bed, so I hope I don't get drowsy while I'm recording. And then I didn't try the Let Me Chill gummies just yet. I'm gonna try those before I go to bed because I think those actually may make me drowsy. I hope they don't though, because I would like to try the Let Me Chill gummies before I go into work because I just be too stressed for a young 26-year-old, like honestly. So that's what if you see the sip of the red cup, especially as I have to play some videos today because we are getting into Super Bowl, we're getting into some people's reactions. And perhaps the biggest news that came out of Super Bowl weekend was obviously Cardi B and Stefon Diggs are apparently not together. And it's so crazy because they clearly went into that weekend being together. She went into the game being with him and she left the game not being with him. Apparently she did not know he invited his ex baby mama or his baby mama, his ex, whatever, and they had front row seats to the game and his son was there. Cardi B did not know she was going to be there, I guess, and she felt a type of way. That's what the word on the street is. I'm going to play a couple of videos. She did confirm on Instagram Live that she is single. And then we got a clip when someone was like, do you have any like words of encouragement for Stefon Diggs, you know? And we all thought that Cardi B was going to be performing because they are together. And we just thought it was going to be giving like, you know, like Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. Like, I think we all thought it was going to be giving that. And then it's like you had Bad Bunny performing, and him and Cardi B have collabed on multiple songs together. So I think we all assumed that, oh my gosh, Cardi B is definitely going to perform. I know I did. She did make an appearance though. But yeah, I definitely thought she was going to perform. However, she didn't. And there was a clip then also, and I don't know if this is real or not, of they unfollowed each other after, and then he posted something. They did not score at all, his team. He posted something and she was like, you're a disgrace to sports. I don't know if that's a real screenshot. And then he was like, you're a disgrace to music. I genuinely don't know if that is like a real screenshot. I'm going to show you guys right now. I'm going to try to put it on my screen if I can because it's like blurry because I used the blurring effect. But it was like a song for like it was like a pre-show or it was like after. And she was like, you're a disgrace to the game. And then he's like, you're a disgrace to music. So we have that brewing. And then the other tea is that apparently he invited like Offset's ex or whatever to the suite or something. Like, basically, she got the same man copy and pasted. I just wish Cardi B would stop collecting babies from these men. But that's one thing Cardi B and Summer Walker will do is have a kid with somebody that they are not really with. We all saw this coming, but so apparently they are Dunzo. They've unfollowed each other, and then we have this video which I'm gonna play that Cardi B did post. I've been like bookmarking a bunch of her stuff. Coco Jones also did amazing singing Lift Every Voice, and she was actually in a Gucci tribute outfit to Whitney Houston because Whitney Houston had on when she sung that, she had that like jacket on, so she kind of like did like a tribute outfit to Whitney Houston. And yeah, so apparently the tea is that Stefon Diggs was caught sneaking in another woman into the hotel room at the Super Bowl. Like, this all happened within one weekend, which is crazy. So these are the rumors. Cardi B reportedly left the Super Bowl early after spending 1.2 million on an after party for Stefon Diggs, an event neither of them attended. After she found out Diggs' other baby mother had front row seats with their newborn while repping his jersey number. Yikes. Okay. So let me go to my bookmarks and I'm gonna play Cardi B's TikTok Instagram lives because she did confirm they're no longer together.
When it comes to, I don't know if you guys been getting clues from me for my lives or from my stories when I put some certain music or find my own followings. When it comes for today's events and stuff, I don't know if it's true. I don't think it's true. I don't care to find out because I've been single for a minute now, but I have been afraid to I'm not afraid. I just don't know how to tell the world. But I feel like today has been like a sign. The last time I got on live, I kind of wanted you guys to tell you. I kind of wanted to tell you guys, but I didn't know how to tell. Sorry, TVA.
So she says she's been single for a while and she didn't want to tell the internet, probably because we were like, girl, why are you getting pregnant by this man? That's probably why she didn't want to tell the internet, in my true humble opinion. Are we shocked that Cardi B and Stefon Diggs did not make it? They're probably going to get back together. I'm not shocked. Like I said, I just wish she would stop collecting babies like they are trophies because you were just having kids. I just feel like the thought of this generation, and she's not even a part of my generation, but it's like the thought of just having kids with people for the sake of it versus dating and marrying them is insane to me. And it's like, I don't know at that point. Like, I just don't understand. It was almost as if like when Khloe Kardashian literally chose to have a kid still with Tristan. I mean, she may have not done it the normal way after he cheated on her because she just wanted all the kids to have the same dad. When I'm like, it's just so weird to me. And maybe it's not the same, but that's just there's certain weird situations I think of where I'm just like, okay. So in terms of the Super Bowl, obviously Bad Bunny broke a record of 100 and I think it was 135.8 million viewers, and I think Kendrick Lamar's last year was 135.7. So obviously, since Jay-Z has taken over that district in the NFL, the numbers have just been continuously climbing. The acts for the Super Bowl halftime show have been consistently brown or, Black people. It has just been very diverse lately. We had The Weeknd, we had Rihanna, we had J-Lo and Shakira, and then last year we had Kendrick Lamar, and then now we have Bad Bunny, and obviously it was all in Spanish, as it should be, and it was beautiful. If anything, I don't speak Spanish. I speak I was going to say a little bit, but I don't speak a little. I just like to lie and say I do. Well, I don't like to lie and say I do. If you talk slow, I would understand it. When I tell you guys I took Spanish for a decade of my life, you would think I would know better. I speak a little un poquito, like just a little, just a little, just a little. I don't even know if poquito is right because I'm just like sipping my recess and I'm kind of like whatever. But a little, just a little. I would need people to speak slower. So I understood a little bit of his stuff, especially if he's like acting it out. But that is one thing I do want to do is become fluent in another language. And I think I should just become fluent in Spanish because I took it for so long. But the ultimate goal is to become fluent in French and take French lessons. I've always wanted to be fluent in French, especially because my name is French. And I just feel like that's so cool. You know what I mean? If my name's French, I might as well learn the language. But yeah, I think his performance was amazing. If anything, you can tell that man loves his culture. And I think Americans, we get very selfish. We think that the USA is the only part of North America, and we are not. There's Canada. There are so many other, and it's like he listed everyone that is a part of North America. And we're not the only America. There's a whole South America. We're not the only America. It's not just the United States of America. There's South America. There's North America. And I think it just shows how ignorant some people are. They're like, why is it completely in Spanish? Well, it was still highly rated, highly viewed. And like I said, you don't have to understand it to get the message. And especially during this time with like all the ICE stuff and just how we are right now as a economy, as a government, as a country, so divided. I think it was the perfect opportune time for Bad Bunny to perform, and I think it was a beautiful performance. The graphics were insane. He had his ones and twos. We had Cardi B in the audience. I don't know why Alex Earl was there. We did see Jessica Alba. Someone else was there, and it's not Rita Ora, but I get her confused with someone else, with like I think it was Becky G. I think it was Becky G that was there. They were in the crowd just like dancing. And then there was a performance by Ricky Martin and then Lady Gaga. So it was just a very good performance, and it just showed Latina culture. And like I said, given the state of the world we are in right now, it was so necessary and so needed for that to happen. And he did an amazing job. Let's talk about his biggest critics. Chris Brown thought it would be funny to throw some shade. Dude, you were never getting invited to perform at the Super Bowl. So his like, I heard you guys needed me, or like you might need me next or something. Like, he threw shade to Bad Bunny's performance, which I was honestly shocked by, but I'm not really shocked because that man is a buffoon. I don't know. I just feel like Chris Brown is just somebody that's stuck in high school, and I do kind of look at people sideways when I see them post like going to his concert and stuff, especially celebrities, because I'm just like, you're a mess. So he threw shade, but let's talk about the people in the Bravoverse. So last episode, I was really excited about OG RHONY coming back. It looks like it's not even probably going to come back because Jill Zarin decided to run her freaking overly Botoxed face to social media to talk about how she thought the performance was very inappropriate. It was all in Spanish. This is very inappropriate for America. We're not shocked because she was urging the folks in New York not to vote for the current mayor. She wanted the other guy. So I'm not shocked about her reaction. My thing is with Jill Zarin, it's like every single time what she's going to screw up and do is go to social media. Keep your opinions to yourself. And it's like, you just got greenlit for a show on E. I would be shocked if they don't pull her, because you just got greenlit for a new show and now you are blatantly being racist on the internet. She's now deleted it, but of course I have the video. I'm going to play the video so you guys can hear her remarks and everything. And then also, I guess Taylor Armstrong was also embarrassed with it and did not enjoy the fact that that was happening either. But this is Jill Zarin's now deleted video.
It's 250 years that we're celebrating right now in the United States. And I just don't think it was appropriate to have it in Spanish. And quite frankly, I didn't need to see him grabbing his, G area. I think it was totally inappropriate. You've got all these young kids watching the Super Bowl, and he doesn't have to be grabbing himself every 5 seconds. Is he so insecure? Seriously, I didn't understand it. I don't speak Spanish. I would have liked to have known the words he was saying. To me, it looked like a political statement because there were literally no white people in the entire thing. I think it was a political statement, and I'm not taking a side one way or the other. I just do. I think it was an ICE thing. And I just think that the NFL sold out, and it's very sad because this was 75 years. And, shame. Shame. And Lady Gaga got a facelift. I didn't recognize her. I literally had to Google her face to see who it was because we all couldn't agree.
It's so crazy that she said Lady Gaga got a facelift, because I'm like, Jill Zarin, you actually need a facelift. And then who else was talking about it? I guess Logan Paul said something. I guess Jake Paul is now he's not agreeing with his brother. So Jake Paul had basically said, purposely turning off the halftime show. Let's rally together and show big corporations they can't just do whatever they want without consequences, which equals viewership for them. You are their benefit. Realize you have power. Turn off this halftime. A fake American citizen performing who publicly hates America. I cannot support that. And then Logan Paul said, I love my brother, but I don't agree with this. Puerto Ricans are Americans, and I'm happy they were given the opportunity to showcase the talent that comes from the island. Imagine your brother like literally responding to that. Like, he's like, you know what? That's crazy. What else? And then Taylor Armstrong had made some comment and was saying something. But yeah, I just think it's interesting whenever these people start saying that. And I'm like, what is that noise? In other news, that's the Bad Bunny of it all. I think he did an amazing job. Let's talk about this very bizarre story, very sad story. So it looks like the NFL star, or I don't know if he's a star, but he's an Atlanta Falcons player. James Pierce has apparently like slammed his Lamborghini into his ex-girlfriend who is in the WNBA. Her name's Rakia Jackson. And he slammed his car into her car. Apparently, she ended their 3-year relationship recently. She has blocked him so he couldn't reach her. Instead, he used another phone to text her. He's been stalking her. And then this Friday, she texted him to leave her alone and that she wanted nothing to do with him. I guess Saturday morning while driving, she noticed that he was following her in his Lamborghini. He allegedly got out of his car and tried to open her door. She accelerated away and drove towards the police department. He got into his car, followed her, and he tried to rear end her car near the police station. When she tried to back out, he collided head on with her car, and police arrived and ordered Pierce to the ground with a gun drawn. James got back into the car, locked in, and started driving away, hitting a police officer in the knee. He then crashed at an intersection, attempted to run away, and then resisted arrest from many of the officers, but then apparently he eventually was detained. Very crazy story that I say this a lot. I mean, my brother actually have this conversation a lot about like NFL players and just people that like fight, like UFC, boxers, like people that enjoy that type of stuff, like you enjoy getting hit. There's obviously going to be a chemical imbalance within you because there's something you can't emotionally process stuff. And this reminds me of Traitors. It was a season there was a fighter on there and he could not handle the game. Like he couldn't articulate his feelings and emotions and like he really couldn't handle that type of game. And I just feel like there are studies done like when you get hit that much, like clearly your brain is being affected. And a lot of these NFL stars, a lot of these UFC players, a lot of these boxers, they end up being in a lot of DV situations. We have seen it time and time again because they do not know how to handle their emotions. They don't know how to handle rejection. And the only thing they do know how to handle is physical pain. So in return, they try to force physical pain onto other people. We see it time and time again. This isn't the first, second, third, fourth NFL DV situation. The fact that he is trying to literally unalive her along with himself is definitely giving like, if I can't have you, no one else will have you. So I don't know if she is okay. I literally need to see. I need to see if she's okay because all of the updates I'm seeing, I'm just like, is she okay? And he's facing 5 felony charges after crashing his car into hers. I'm assuming she's okay. I'm assuming she's okay because I feel like it would have said if she was in the hospital. That's what I'm getting. I don't think she's in the hospital. She might be okay. I feel like the updates, I'm hoping that's that. So yeah, very weird. Let's move from the sports sector. This is What the Reality with me, Cassia Roberts. Because I just talked about like sports. I'm like, I'm not a sports girl. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So we got Taylor's picture for The Bachelorette. Nice. Do I have the picture up? Because I meant to show it. I mean, of course she looks amazing, but I'm very interested to see what's going to happen because I don't know. I just feel like who is going on there? Who are her suitors? And you guys are okay with being a stepfather because it's a couple of babies she got from different people. But okay, let's talk about I'm like losing traction. Layla. So I guess Layla and her man Mason broke up. I was going to play the video, but this is such a long video of her essentially saying nothing. what I'm getting from the video is that, Mason, I don't even know why she would try to date him after she slept with his brother, but they apparently broke up, and apparently they broke up because he just wanted the fame. It's giving a Kenny Janae situation, just not as extreme. Like, I think he thought he was going to be more famous for dating her, and he just wanted the clout and he wanted to grow his following. And it looks like he broke up with her or whatever. She's crying on the internet. I'm like, girl, you are gonna succeed so much in life once you start decentering men. She's boy crazy, so much so she got those huge breast implants that do not fit her body. She needs to get her breasts resized. She's a gorgeous girl, but like, she needs to decenter men. She's honestly a mess every time I see her. And I like Layla, but that's a mess. Speaking of circling back to Super Bowl, apparently Wes and Sierra were spotted together. The police work fast, but the Bravo fans work faster. Like, they were seated together and Sierra had a hat on. Let's just say that she was not trying to be seen. Sierra, I'm not about to do this with her again. We're about to talk about Summer House premiere. I'm not about to do this with you again because I can already see the writing on the wall. After the Summer House premiere, she is low-key feeling Wes again. She is feeling bad that she was so mean to him. And I'm like, I can understand that to an extent because I'm like, he's already apologized and stuff. He's learned his lesson. We can't keep holding on to this. But if you guys really, in fact, do start dating again, girl, I don't know what to tell you if it does not work out. I hope you don't screw her over. And the thing is, I've actually grown to like Wes. I don't care for Jesse, but I'm like, I just hope Sierra doesn't fall for the same stuff. Let's talk about, and I'm just touching on that because it looks like that's what it's setting up to be, especially if you watch Women's Live where Sierra looked amazing. Didn't understand what was going on with Amanda's hair. It's like it was tucked inside of her top. And I was like, is she trying to test the bob theory? Because I don't know. She would look good with a bob. She would look good with a bob, but it was like tucked into her hair. I didn't like what was going on. But Sierra looked amazing on Women's Live. And there was a couple of questions about Wes, and she was kind of hyping him up. So I was like, girl, is it giving your back together with him? Like, I was really devastatingly confused. But in terms of Summer House premiere, I would give it a solid 6 out of 10. I feel like they had no business using that OG intro when it's like the only OG we have is literally like Kyle and Carl. And I'm just like, where are the OGs? Like, if I hear that intro, I think instantly of the twins. I think of Lindsay Hubbard. Like, I think of some OGs. And I just feel like, if anything, that did signify such a huge transition for the show. And someone pointed out on social media that is how you do a true transition. Versus the Vanderpump transition, which is sucking. But even Real Housewives of Atlanta, that's how you do a transition. You go away for a while, you get your cast together, and then you come back. Let's stop casting these people for no reason. You know what I mean? But Summer House, I will say, in terms of the cast, I don't know how well these two new girls are going to get on with the group. They seem to be in their own bubble. I don't know if I really care for them. Now, the guys I feel like will fit, and it looks like we are going to have some sort of storyline moving with both of the guys. Like, it's giving Ben is high-key obsessed with Amanda, and Amanda likes him. I don't think she likes him, but Amanda did say on Watch Women's Live, out of the two, that don't be shocked if she's dating before Kyle is dating. So that was the real tea. There was chemistry for sure between her and Ben. Ben is a Matthew McConaughey and he looks good. And I definitely sensed a vibe between them. I think that the fact that they had like skinny dipping excursion together, I don't know if that's like a big serious thing. They said Kyle was there and there was no, naughtiness going on behind it. But the fact that that did happen, he's seen her breasts, which she does have amazing breasts. I don't know. I was getting a vibe, but I also don't want to read into it because we're only getting that vibe right now because we know Amanda and Kyle strongly dislike each other at this point. So we already opened up the show with them already kind of complaining. It kind of sets the tone, the fact that they both decide to drive into the summer house separately. Amanda wants to drive with the girls. He wants to drive with the guys. And I think the biggest revelation out of all of this is that Kyle is going into this summer hoping he can spend time with his wife because he hasn't been spending time with her because he's been on this DJ career blossoming thing, and he thinks that he's using this summer to spend time with his wife because he's been on this DJ tour stuff. And the biggest revelation I received from that piece of information is that Amanda definitely indeed believes that the only reason he wanted to become a DJ was to spite her, which I also believe, because as soon as she mentioned, wanting to do something for herself, doing the swimsuit line, he was like, if we're going to chase passion projects, then I want to be an effing DJ. And then here we have it. Kyle is being a DJ, and I hear he's terrible. Like, I would not pay money to go see Kyle freaking Cook go DJ. Honestly, I would rather pay to go see Meredith Marks, even though all I know is she's gonna fist pump. But I just feel like he is so insecure. It's crazy to me. He definitely gives me Leo man vibes. And then she definitely gives me Leo vibes. She has been very bitchy the full episode towards him. I think she's just over it. I think the time away has made her realize that, you know what, I don't think I want to be in a relationship with you. And you wonder why I didn't want to have a kid with you. And I'm so glad she didn't have a kid with him. Now, if you watch Rabbit's Live, you do know that she's not going to fight him on Loverboy. She said that is his baby. He put a lot into it. I'm not going to fight him on that. Me, Sierra, and Andy were a little gagged because, you created the logo, first of all, because Amanda is a graphic designer. She has that experience in her. And she's also invested a lot of her money into that brand. So it was kind of crazy for her to say that. And I think Sarah was like, we don't want to say that because you've actually put a lot into this. Don't put in like a easy fight like that. Like, that's not what it's giving, girl. It's not what it's giving. But back to the show. So we have these two new girls. They're Bailey and Levy, that they've been friends for like 2 years. They seem like actual friends, so I'll give them that. And I guess Amanda like met one of them at a party and then like, bring your friend. They're in a transition era of Summer House. This is the first season. We don't have Paige DeSorbo in a while, since like season 3, and we don't have Lindsay Hubbard as a full-time cast, though we do get a sneak peek of her. And yeah, so what I did learn also on Watch Women's Live is that Sierra's on Prozac. So this season she thinks she is in a very better, like, lovely mood because she is on that. And Amanda's on that. Amanda's been an advocate for Prozac, which is a anti-depression medication. I thought it was kind of wild for them to be kind of promoting it on Watch Happens Live, like telling everyone to get on Prozac. I was like, I think it's kind of wild. I think it's kind of wild. We gotta be careful with self-medicate, like I just talked about in the beginning of the show, which is why I talked about it, because I wanted to bring this point up. It's like, I don't want to be someone that's like, I'm stressed out, I need a glass of wine, I'm stressed out, I need to roll the weed, I need to hit the joint, right? So it's like, no, I'm stressed out, let me take some magnesium and some ashwagandha and let me chill. You know what I mean? Let's do it the natural way. So to kind of see them heavily push Prozac on Watch Women's Live, it's almost giving these GLP commercials, which are getting insane. They're getting insane, and everyone is looking like Paris Hilton circa 2003. It's getting insane. But I don't know. Sierra claims to be in a better mood. So we kind of set that scene up moving forward. Like I said, I thought the premiere was a solid 6. It was I felt like Paige DeSorbo and Lindsay Hubbard presence was definitely missing, but I think they did transition well for that to happen. And yeah, and then we have Carl, who's prepping for a marathon. Moving on, I want to talk about Traitors before we get into Love Island, because Traitors has been causing a huge conversation and topic on social media. Apparently, is Candace girl too emotional? I love Candace Down. If I had to say my Mount Rushmore of housewives, Candace Diller Bassett would definitely be in there. We're going to talk about what her husband said on social media as well, because that was weird. I'm just going to put it out there. It was weird. And especially during this episode, like, he put it out in the episode, okay? Like, so we already talking about Candace, and then it's like her husband tweets this information. I just think it was weird and unnecessary. But so Candace was dumped. It was crazy. They got 2 traitors back to back. They were both housewives, and it was just all down here from there. I said it. I don't know if I talked about this in my last episode. I'm going to talk about Traitors on my TikTok. I haven't talked about it on TikTok because I've been enjoying it, and that's why I think now I'm going to talk about it, because we're at the end, and I just like people's opinions or whatever. At the end of the day, if you're a housewife stan or not, like, Candace played a good game until she didn't. Her biggest downfall was her not voting for Lisa, because it's kind of like Lisa Rinna, like, they already believed it was her, and so it's like, for you to vote for Rob, the faithful of the faithfuls. He is the Dylan Efron. He is the Pilot Pete. Like, he is the faithful of the faithfuls. I think for you to vote for him instantly put a target on your back, because they're like, why would you vote for him? And you're like, I didn't want to do a throwaway vote and I didn't believe it was Natalie. You should have just voted someone. But I do think Candace was too emotional at that point in the game, and that's my biggest question to you guys. Do we feel like Candace was emotional? I think it was an emotional response to vote Rob because she was upset that he threw her good sis Lisa Rinna underneath, and I think she was really hurt by that. And I get you can be hurt, but because she's a housewife or whatever. But at the end of the day, the show was called Traitors, and you would have had to turn against her at one point as well because the heat was on her. And I think that was her biggest downfall, was just not voting for Lisa Rinna and or Natalie. Like, okay, you didn't want to vote for Rinna, vote for at least Natalie. But I don't know. I just feel like to vote for Rob put the target on her back, and then she was dumped. And Rob is playing a splendid game. He's giving me, I've been watching Traitors since before they've been bringing on the famous people, like the overly famous people. I was watching it when they were mixing it. The first season, they mixed in normal people with some strategic players, which I felt like was so unfair, but like still. So I watched that season, and Siri was like one of the best traders ever. She was a faithful of the faithful. She never had any heat coming towards her. So she won the game. And she was one of the best traders ever to really do it. And I think Rob has definitely watched her season because he is one of the traders to best do it. And this is a game at the end of the day. People are starting to say that Rob, like they're trying to come for him. And this is what I mean with the housewife people, is just kind of like, we get it. We all have our faves. Like I said, I have a fave. Like Candace Diller is one of my faves. She's included on Mount Rushmore, but we can't deny that she's not playing a terrible game. She's played a terrible game as soon as Lisa Rinna got voted off. And it's like, you could have used that information Rob had. Nope. Instead, he let you vote for Colton, which in turn linked it back to you. But I understand what Candace did because I do think she cemented his faith as well. I don't know if Rob's going to win. I feel like he has really trusted the sources. Spoiler alert, if you have not watched, he is now recruiting the Eric guy, Eric Nam, I think. We're going to see what Eric says, but he is playing the best Traitors game I've ever seen, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I think Candace got too emotional. I think that's what it is. I think I can call it as that because I see her as a woman, and I think she just got too emotional to the game, and she should have just let that one fly off the chest. I mean, sleep with both eyes open, but like y'all could have worked together. I genuinely think, to at least try to make it to the end. I think she should have swallowed her pride. So I do think there's also some pride and ego. That's my opinions on that. Like I said, Rob's playing an amazing game to me. In other words, Chris Bassett was tweeting during Traitors. Oh my gosh, guys, my next book was delivered. I'm super excited. But now I'm not, because I showed my friend, and my friend has been in her reading era. She loves to read. And I sent her the book, and she said she did feel like it was literally she said she felt like it was overhyped. I'm like, dang it. So I hope I honestly like it. I hope I like it. I hope I enjoy the book because it seems interesting, but she said it was overhyped. But also, when you're such a strong reader like that, like she reads so many books, I do understand that some things could be overhyped. Like me, I'm a reality show watcher. So this is just certain shows I'm not checking for. Like I'm not checking for the Dubai blings on Netflix. Though I did watch Bling Empire or something based in New York, which was okay. There's certain reality shows that people be coming up with, like these Netflix Hulus, they be trying to one-off them and like throw them on you. And it's like, as a reality TV show watcher, there's certain shows I just can't watch because I've watched it like that. Speaking of, I'm in my America's Next Top Model rewatch, prepping and doing research for my deep dive on it because the documentary does come out the 16th. So expect that next deep dive to be not this Friday, but the following Friday, because I want to piggyback off of the documentary and like some of the highlights from it. But what was I going to say? I'm doing a rewatch on it, and I'll talk about it in my deep dive. but the things they are saying, at least in the season 1, is like insane. Like there's this dark skinned contestant, they said your skin is supposed to be smooth like butter, but it isn't, and they're talking about like she needs to get better skin. Like it's a very crazy the amount of microaggressions and just certain stuff they say, and I'm like, I do not remember it this way. I mean, obviously the industry was like that back then, but like I was so young watching America's Next Top Model. Watching it now as a full grown adult is insane to me. Some of the stuff they were saying, like it's crazy. It's almost as if like Jocelyn Hernandez is talking to her cabaret crew. If you know, you know. I didn't even watch the reunion. Does anyone watch Jocelyn Cabaret's reunion? I haven't even watched it, but I'm gonna go to Chris Bassett's social media because he tweeted this. Yeah, he posted this, and I just don't understand why he would post this. I wonder if he deleted it because I just feel like he should have deleted. Oh my gosh, he posted something. Wait, guys, please hold as I try to look for this. It was a very weird tweet. It was just a very weird tweet. And I'm wondering if he deleted it. I think he deleted it, you guys. He deleted it. And I bet you Candace told him to delete it. I bet you she told him to delete it. So apparently, I kind of remember what the tweet was saying. So the tweet said, whoa, like, why did my 1-year-old son just use the N word? That's the tweet. That's what I was looking for. And the response on social media, like, why are you tweeting like that? And Chris Bassett is a white man. I just feel like that's something you could have sent in the family group chat. Why are you tweeting that on a Thursday when Traitors is coming on? He's like, I got to talk to my wife, Candace. Why did my 1-year-old just say the N word? If you're watching me on YouTube, you just saw my face. I'm like, come again? That's the tweet. The people are like, now, Chris, this couldn't have been in a group chat. Oh my gosh, guys, it was so weird. I don't even know why he tweeted that. I'm like, dude, that was not necessary at all. A moment of silence. I know he deleted that because I can't find it. He definitely deleted that. Let's talk about Love Island All Stars. I saw a clip. Let me tell you what made me start watching this, because I am the person. I used to love Love Island, but I am Love Island out. I'm already getting, what is it called? I'm already getting tired from the upcoming USA season that I know is coming this summer, even though summer is months away. I'm like, I don't even want to watch that. I'm going to watch it. Love Island All Stars. The clip that made me watch it, I was on TikTok. And I literally saw this clip of this girl going off on Lucinda. And I was like, let me tune in and watch it. Now, you know, us in the US, if we have any UK listeners, period. I do have some listeners in different countries. Like, I've checked. I'm like, period. Hey, guys. I don't think I saw UK, though. But, okay, that's weird. My phone had just connected as my mic. Like, my mic just weirdly disconnected even though it was on, but we are back. So that's the clip I saw, this girl cussing out Lucinda. And Lucinda has been on every single franchise, like, I swear. Like, she cannot get enough. She just won Love Island All-Star games, or Love Island games. So I don't even... She's back on Love Island All-Stars. I would definitely recommend you guys watch it. Come to find out, this girl's name is Belle. I love Belle. I genuinely enjoy Belle. But yes, us in the US, we are 2 weeks behind, so I was hoping I could get caught up to this moment, and I have. And yes, Belle was totally in her right mind. But let's talk about like some things that's going on in Love Island All Stars, and then that's honestly the episode, you guys. Like, sorry, is that too short? I know I normally go an hour. I mean, we might go like literally at an hour. So the sooner they realize that Lucinda is a producer pet, the sooner she will live rent free in a head. So I think Millie understands that Lucinda is there to stir up the drama because Millie is just like in the corner, like, I just want to be my man Zach. She said, I didn't went to the USA Villa. I found this man. I just want to hang out with him. I could tell Millie is not involved. She's not trying to be in the drama with Lucinda. And I was honestly shocked once Lucinda came in and she said that there's clearly some conversations that need to be had with Millie because they came in together and I knew they were friends. And then they like, I don't think they were really that friends. And she had made that comment. But Lucinda had came in with a dip, with some dip on her chip with a couple of people. But I don't think we talked about Millie because I think she was trying to, I don't know why we didn't talk about Millie. Millie looks amazing. So last time I saw Millie on Love Island, she did not have breasts. And this time she does. The breasts look amazing. She looks really good. I love the hair. I've followed her throughout and she came on with blonde hair. I think this hair color really suits her. It's like almost has like an orange undertone. It's like a ginger blonde kind of. I think this really suits her. She looks beautiful. I enjoy Millie. I enjoy Sammy a lot more this time around as well. Whitney is my girl, though she does have a big mouth, like, and I'm saying that, like, she does have a big mouth. Something she be getting involved in. And you know what? I did initially like Scott, but I do think Scott is also playing a game. But Lucinda is definitely the producer's pet. And I think a lot of people's feathers are always ruffled by her. And it's so funny to me because I'm like, this girl don't even know what she's talking about half the time. Her memory sucks, apparently. Like, she is clearly the producer's pet. And I think because I watch reality TV, I understand if I was in that situation, I just wouldn't have even let it affect me. And I feel like everyone in that villa is totally aware of the fact that Lucinda is the producer's pet and she's there just to stir the drama. Because if you really listen to what Lucinda is saying half the time, she's not saying much. So it's so crazy to me that Sammy and Belle and them have such reactive responses to her. Because I'm like, if that was me in the villa, I would literally pay her dust. Like, I wouldn't even look at her. Because I'm like, you were here to do a job, right? That's the only reason they brought her in. She specifically did not tell them about liking Karen because she wanted to stir up drama with her and Sammy. So the gag is with her and Sammy. She thought her and Sammy were closer. Sammy thought her and Lucinda were cool. But Lucinda clearly feels the type of way she was not invited to her launch party. That's the real tea. And she brought it in and she said, I mean, it's not a big deal, but I thought we were friends and I wasn't invited to your launch party. And I had to find that out. I don't know who you're dating and stuff. Basically saying, I came in here, yes, to screw with you because I thought we were friends. And clearly we are not. That's why she took Karen away from her. Karen is not even interested in her. He tried it, but he's like, I'm just not even interested in looking your way, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, Sammy thought her and Lucinda were cool, so she was shocked she did that. And Lucinda has this very big victim mentality. She's very gaslighting. She's very much an antagonist. She's very annoying. Gorgeous eyes. Terrible posture. Like, I get distracted sometimes with her back. I'm like, girl, you was gonna have a Mississippi, what they say, M-I cricket letter I. She's gonna have a humpback back by the time she's 80 because her posture's so bad. Like, she's like walks like this. If you're on YouTube, you see me. Like, she literally walks like terrible. I've never seen such bad posture a day in my life. It honestly cringes me out. Like, I'm like, girl, you need to get that posture fixed. She has terrible posture. Like, I have bad posture because sometimes I sit all day. Like, people naturally, you get bad posture, but she is going to have a humpback by the time she is like 30 years old and she's 26. Lucinda also claims to be grown up, but I'm like, what happened to homeboys that you met on Love Island games? Why haven't we talked about that? Because I thought she left with Isaiah and then she got with Milton or Mert, whatever his name was. I just want to know what happened with them because everyone else addressed it. Let's talk about some of the biggest things they had to address. So I saw Shaq with Tanya. We knew they had broken up last year or something. It was a big thing. I love how Shaq goes on and he's like, I told a woman she was beautiful. And then we get to know the more of the story. And he's saying, well, I got a lap dance from a stripper. I'm sorry. Did you tell someone they were beautiful? Or did you get a lap dance from a stripper? Those are two different things. I was liking Shaq at first, and then when he came forward, and then I remember why I didn't like him because his energy is too much. He is overly sensitive, and he's a big baby. And then I remember, yeah, I don't like Shaq. And he talked too much too. Those Brits, as the Brits say, are you joking me? They talk. Speaking of talkers, let's talk about Whitney. Whitney talks, but you know what I love that Whitney is constantly saying, charge it. I'm starting to say that now. That's why I love the UK franchises, because I love learning this lingo. She says she is charging it to the game. Leanne then made out with Yemen. She said, I can't. She said, I'm gonna just charge it to sisterhood. I'm gonna charge it to the game. I love when she says, I'm gonna just charge it, because I'm starting to say that now. I'm gonna just charge it to the game. That basically means you're just not gonna take it personal. I'm not gonna take it personal. I'm gonna charge it. Charge it to the game, charge it to the friend, charge it to, it just means you don't care. She ate with that, I swear. Whitney, I said Whitney's charging it to the game. She is getting involved and letting her opinion know. So at the point right now, I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just talking about like the biggest things that like stood out to me. Obviously, Karen and Sammy are back on good terms, and Sammy and Lucinda are not on good terms because Lucinda decided to pie her because Lucinda is now with Sean. Lucinda took Sean from Belle. They actually went to Casa USA to get to know the USA people for like 3 days, I think. It was like 2 nights. And before they had left, you know, Belle and Sean got back on. They've been on and off like this whole time. And they got back on, and it was kind of still in the air, but she's remained very respectful in the villa. But it took him 2 days, like literally 48 hours to be like, you know, I actually think I want Lucinda. Like, and he just was like, I'm just gonna put my eggs in Lucinda's basket. Like, totally just forgot about Belle. Like, it was honestly insane. Like, he's just like, I'm not even interested. And Lucinda's like, yeah, like, I'm just interested in you too. Honestly, insane, the quick switch. It really was like an episode. They had a couple of chats. So that's why I was like, she's such a production plant. Like, it's just like a producer's pet. Like, she is production. Like, she knows someone on production. She's there just to stir the pot up. Because the switch in Sean was quicker than him putting socks on. Like, it was fast. So Belle came back, rah rah, upset at Lucinda. Whatever. I enjoy Belle, so I think she read the mess out of Lucinda. But unfortunately, I don't think it clicked to Lucinda because Lucinda understands she's there for a game. If she wins, she's not going to maintain her relationship with this man, right? Love Island All Stars, pause real quick. Molly Mae and Tommy are expecting their second kid. Congratulations to them. I'm a sucker for Molly Mae and Tommy, and I'm glad they were able to work out whatever they had going on. I know they were broken up, and then they said he was off the liquor. She didn't say that. We always thought it was cheating, but from my understanding, when I watched the documentary, which was not a good documentary, from my understanding, when he get on the liquor, he act different, and sometimes it would be embarrassing at events and in front of family. He acts fine off the liquor, but he don't know his limit. And sometimes when he show up to the functions or when he's at events and he don't know his limit and he keep drinking and then he turns into a different person. So I don't know if he's gotten his drinking under control, but they are expecting a second baby, so I'm assuming everything is okay. People did rag on her on the internet, talking about, you only talk about on YouTube how is this struggle being a mom, and now you're about to become a mom again, how much you're lonely without Tommy and stuff. It's clearly working for them. You know, I can understand her. She was in postpartum for a long time, so I also understand her talking about, yeah, this isn't how I thought motherhood was going to be, because he is a working man and he has one of those most crucial jobs that require you to be away on the road. He is a boxer, you know, and he's apparently a really good one. So I hope she does have the support this time around. Maybe they will invest in daycare and nannies, because she should check in on her mental, but they seem in a very happy, good place, you know, with welcoming a second child. So that's all I can say. Molly Mae is my girl, and I will protect her at all costs. I don't like the amount of hate she gets on the internet. I didn't like the hate she got her season. I like Molly Mae. I think she's very sweet, fun girl, very innocent, and well, not innocent, but I'm just saying, like, I don't understand why people rag on her. Like, I actually like Molly Mae and Tommy. So I'm glad they found their way back to each other. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Moving back to All Stars, Belle read the mess out of Lucinda, rightfully so. Unfortunately, it don't really go far with Lucinda because she is there to do a job, just like when Sammy read her. But we are on movie night, and movie night was very underwhelming. I just finished that episode. It was very underwhelming. I felt like they could have showed more clips of Lucinda being messy. But that's how I know she knows somebody on production. They're like, oh yeah, we're not going to embarrass you that much. Because Lucinda has said a lot more questionable stuff. I don't buy her and Sean's relationship at all. And yeah, but let's talk about Leanne and Scott. I didn't buy that relationship either, but I don't know if I didn't buy it. Well, Scott do love him a black woman. I'm not gonna lie. He does love a black woman. So I didn't think they weren't compatible, but I felt like Scott had mentioned too many times that we are the strongest couple in here right now. And I'm like, why do you keep mentioning that? Like, you trying to win this time around. But Scott came in with dip on his chip towards Sean. He do not like this man. Scott came in with a vengeance for this man, and I was here for it. Unfortunately, Sean could not take it. He was crying, you guys. I was like, this man is literally crying. He called him a bully. He started crying. And Scott's like, I don't conform to tears. I was like, period, me either. But sometimes I was like, Scott, okay, you doing a lot. You are doing a lot. And now, Scott, you're kind of in a similar situation. You preaching to him about being in triangles, and now you in a triangle with Cher and Leanne. But I think it's very weird that Leanne, who's cool with Whitney, is now going to Yemen to talk to Yemen. It's just not right. It's just not right. The Love Island All Stars has been good. You guys definitely should watch it. Curtis had a breakdown over Millie. Curtis with his gray hair is back on there. No shade, no tea to gray hairs. I'm just saying this man looks well over the age limit to be at Love Island. I just think it's time. He needs to really be happy. He has bagged some of the baddest women on Love Island. He has bagged Maura Higgins. He has bagged Ekin-Su and Millie for a second. Millie just wasn't feeling it. She couldn't get past the looks because Millie was forcing it. I could tell she was not into him. Just like I could tell Whitney was never into Connor. And I was shocked possibly that she was ever into Jack. But I could tell Millie was not into it. They kissed, and then or whenever they would try to kiss, she would lie. Like, there was just no spark there, but I don't think she was physically attracted to him. She goes to the USA. She falls in love with that guy. She said, God bless America. And I'm like, girl, you was the only one saying that right now. But other than that, Curtis broke down. He has tried multiple times with Millie to try to see a spark, and he is upset because this is the first time a baddie has told him no. He is used to getting the baddies. I don't know. He broke down. Now he's with Kara. I don't think he liked Kara. I think it's a rebound. But I don't like Curtis's energy when Whitney was, obviously consoling Millie about the situation. I don't like Curtis's energy on movie night towards Whitney. And it's like, even when he pointed out, why don't you have this energy for Millie? I'm just comforting my friend. Because she said something about Kara being the rebound. And, you try to get a rebounding chance, or you think it's going to be something, but it's just a rebound. And he was really affected by that. He said Whitney needs to shut her mouth sometimes. The microaggressions are so clear towards Whitney and Leanne in that villa is maintained. But I'm saying in my part, like, I do think Whitney do get involved sometimes too much. But in terms of that, I don't think she did anything. But the microaggressions in the UK be loud. And that's why I think I haven't watched the last 2 UK seasons. I didn't watch the last Love Island UK season because the microaggressions are loud. They never bring in people for the black women. It's always black men on there that don't want a black woman. So that's why I really took a step back from watching the UK, because with the USA, we get all types of diversity. Even in France, we do. There are men that are attracted to the dark skinned black women, and I just feel like with the UK, they don't do us justice, because I don't even feel like Yemen must be feeling himself. He getting all this attention because he wasn't even that hot in the USA villa. But I am glad he likes a black woman. But I'm just saying, like, even the USA people they pick for all stars, I'm like, none of these people are all stars. Like, not near one of them. Besides Amani, who I hate this for her because I know she's not interested in Connor. Like, I know you are not interested in that man, but you is smart. She is a game player. She's trying to make it to the end. Now, also, I'm like, why are there so many people right now on there? There are so many people on there, but I'm also like, they don't want to send these USA people home. That's the point of All Stars. Like, they don't want to send these people all the way home, because if they do, you know what I mean? It'll be just like a waste of a trip. Like, you flying people out from Miami, Florida, all the way to South Africa. I better at least be here for a week or 2 weeks. I'm not even saying a week. I need to be here at least 2 weeks to make it worthwhile. I think that's also why this is the only All Stars they could get from the US. Because, like, what if we're dumped? I'm not flying all the way to South Africa, get cleared, all this stuff just to be dumped. Because the dumpings usually happen like that. But this villa is full. But guys, Love Island All Stars is so good. I'm actually about to go to my TikTok right now and give my opinion on movie night and the whole Lucinda of it all. I'm about to tell the people, y'all, the sooner you realize Lucinda is there to play the game, the sooner you will sleep better at night. Sammy, Belle, if I were y'all, I wouldn't even let this girl affect me, because they are letting her affect them, and she is literally laughing in y'all face because she is doing what the producers want her to do. Like, she's doing it successfully. It's almost, I don't like Lucinda, but it's like she doing her job right. She doing her job right. She's there to stir up the drama, and she's stirring it up. So I'm about to actually go on my TikTok, talk about that. I'm going to talk about Traitors, so catch that on What the Reality. Make sure you guys are leaving a 5-star review, leaving a comment, and make sure you guys are following me on TikTok, Substack, all the things, all the content. But yes, know what's the reality on What the Reality this weekend, because like I said, we have America's Next Top Model documentary coming out, and I want to watch that before I come out with the, deep dive I'm doing, which will be out next Friday. So we'll be back to regular like programming next week. I just was taking a nice break from like all the research I've had to do, and like I said, I've been a young, stressed, hot 26-year-old, so I've been trying to like enjoy my weekends lately. But yes, expect a deep dive on America's Next Top Model. I just thought about Portia. Is it giving face? Let's just talk about Eva Marcel. It is giving face actually, but yes, that'll be next Friday, but I will see you guys next Toxic Tuesday. Thank you so much for listening. Until the next time, bye.